Alright, so this is something I don't normally do, but I thought it would be fun to do it this time. And maybe if this comes out good, I'll do it again sometime in the future with another fight. So, what are we doing here? I'm going to watch Rokas's MMA debut and give my comments over it. I've already seen this fight and I have a very positive opinion of Rokas's performance, but I will try to look at it through a more analytical perspective this time around. And keep in mind, although I do know a little bit of grappling, I'm more of a striker. I'm not very knowledgeable of all the grappling rules and intricacies that are involved in it. So my analysis or point of view of this is more from the striker's perspective. Anyway, let's see what we got here. And Rokas, I hope you're fine with this. Alright, so here we go with the first round. Right now, at this point, I wonder what Rokas was thinking. He looks really focused. Obviously, he was nervous because that's completely natural, but he didn't show fear or any doubt. Now, this is the first thing I noticed. Rokas's guard is all the way up and stays up the whole match. Now, this is really interesting. Both of them start with really aggressive punching. This starts off really fun, like excellent couple of shots there. If he had landed with a little bit more weight, the fight could have actually ended right on the first round with these first exchanges. I notice the guy tries to take Rokas down and Rokas doesn't let him, so great defense. Look at it, always his hands are all the way up. What you will see throughout the whole fight is that the other guy's arms just drop to chest level and stay there, but Rokas never puts his arms down. Great punches, especially with the jab. Rokas lands a lot of hits with the jab. Now this is something that we actually, me, Sergio and the other guys, we actually noticed. I think many other people did. Rokas doesn't really use kicks very much, which is understandable. If you're not used to kicking, it's not easy to use your legs like that. He does throw a few low kicks and front kicks, but there is no weight behind them, so they don't do any damage. But his punching is great. That's one of the very few hits Rokas takes to the face through the whole match. The other guy, on the other hand, got punched on the face a lot. Sometimes I think, well, both of them had this problem, but too much focus on throwing non-stop barrages of punches, which just expend so much energy. It's better to throw short but very focused combinations that do more damage. Now here, when the other guy tried to take Rokas down, he failed. Rokas was actually successful on the takedown, but he couldn't really make much out of it afterwards, unfortunately. But still, look at this. He adjusts to the situation and manages to defend himself perfectly. He gets hit a couple of times on the floor, but that's about it. Here it comes. 1, 2, and that's it. And problem finished. So great defense on the ground. Yeah, the only thing that I see he was not good with was the legs, but that's alright. It's not easy to develop good kicking skills in a short time. He's only been training for a few months, and it takes a long time to perfect kicking and to feel comfortable. His punching, though, really good, always with the guard up, excellent. Now he completely controls the situation here. The other guy wasn't able to do anything, so this is something I actually don't like about MMA. Some fights just are entire rounds in this position, just on the ground. But this match was actually really exciting. In fact, more so than most pro MMA fights I see nowadays, because it was a lot of stand-up striking. It was pretty much a striking match. It was a boxing match with MMA gloves, pretty much. Really nice exchanges there. But Rokas was more accurate with the punches. That's at the beginning of the round. The guy almost dropped there. Excellent. Right hand straight to the face. Can't see, I think it was a little bit lower to the chin, it would have been finished there. The thing is that Rokas is punching with his arms, not so much using all of his body weight. And guys like Rokas with long limbs, and he's built, that was a good punch. Yeah, in this round, the other guy does land a couple of hits at the beginning, but afterwards it goes back to Rokas taking control. The other guy is actually better with the kicking, but Rokas is way better with the punching. As I was saying, guys with long limbs like Rokas tend to have really good leverage on the arms and legs, so those hits really hurt. He just needs to put more hip into it, more torsion. Again, wow, nice exchange again. The hits don't seem to land absolutely clean, that's why they don't take the other guy down, but those hits do hurt though. Even when a punch grazes you, it hurts. I see the kicking there. He's just using his leg. There's no full trajectory of the kick. There's no rotation of the body. That's why they don't do damage. And Rokas, you can see, has a much stronger lower body than his opponent. So his low kicks would do a lot more damage than the other guy's low kicks if he had them worked a little bit more. It just takes time. But look at this, he never puts his hands down. The other guy already looks like he's getting tired, and his arms are chest height at all times. The jab, excellent with the jab. The other guy does connect a few low kicks, and I think through the whole match Rokas only checks kick once, the low kicks. He's not very comfortable with the legs yet. But look at that, he's landing punches like crazy. The first round, without question, belongs to Rokas, but this one, as it progresses, you see, in my opinion, Rokas also dominates. He lands a ton of hits. The other guy landed 1 or 2 punches at the beginning, but that was it. If someone took the trouble of actually counting all the hits here, analyzing this carefully, I'm sure there's a massive difference on how many punches Rokas has landed. But again, the hands always up. Great job by his coaches. That probably comes from getting... yeah, he got punched a few times there, but he kept going. You know, getting your hands up like that comes usually from getting your face punched a bunch of times. Then you learn not to put your hands down. Yeah, this round was really good. There was such a nice exchange of punches between the two of them. Yeah, I didn't remember it, but now that I see it more carefully, Rokas does get punched in the face quite a few times, but I still think he landed more hits. So the final round, you can see though that there is a natural tension when it's the first match he's ever had. You can see there's a natural tension. He doesn't move so much, he's a little bit hooked to the ground, but that's absolutely normal when you're nervous. With a little bit more, the other guy landed a nice low kick there. With a little bit more experience, Rokas has already shown he's got a lot of natural talent. He could become very interesting, a very interesting fighter. Yeah, if he learns to use also his reach, because he's got a lot of reach. With the jab, at least, he's been doing a great job with that. Now by this time you can see both of them are pretty tired. At this point I think it's better if you just wait for the other guy to come in and use short combinations but focused combinations that will do a shit ton of damage, instead of trying to throw too many hits, because you just get more tired. But it is fun to see this exchange of punches here and there, both ways. Yeah, the other guy at this point is when you can actually bob and weave better, because if your opponent is very tired, his arms will be heavy and they will not be as fast. It'll be actually easier to try to avoid the punches, but his opponent just keeps going forward and eating them. Tough guy, pretty tough. See, headbutting his hand there. Yeah. Look at the difference in the guards. Rokas has his hands right next to his face. The other guy, waist level. Like, even if you're exhausted, you gotta try to keep your hands up. I know I sometimes when I'm tired, I also put my hands down, but not that low. You gotta. This is what happens. The guy just keeps. This round, he got punched in the face a ton of times. Great block by Rokas. He blocked a right hook with his arm. Excellent. The boxing training he's had has paid off. Like, his coaches, the boxing coaches, excellent job. He just needs to, like I said before, work on putting more weight into the punches, and he'll do a shit ton of damage. Yeah, the other guy's actually swinging. Those would have hurt probably. He was swinging with all his body there, but very imprecise punches though, easy to dodge. Getting a little bit closer, Rokas could have tried that, throwing some hooks and haymakers. But I think he's trying to be as neat as possible, which is good. Yeah, the two of them are gassed out by now. Is that the end of the match? Yes, they were really tired, you can see. This was really entertaining, really entertaining. And Rokas should be proud of himself. He did a great job, especially you have to consider it was the first match he's ever had. And that he mentioned that he was not feeling well. The altitude and other factors were, and I have experienced altitude problems in my travels, so I know that's true. It does mess you up. But man, that was pretty impressive. Great. I'm still impressed with the boxing. It's just great. And I think pretty much everyone agrees that the other guy got the match. Everyone agrees that he was robbed there, that Rokas actually won this one, or at the very least it was a draw. Anyway, no one can say bad mouth Rokas or anything. This was a great performance regardless of the result, which I still think the fight should have been given to Rokas. But anyway, very entertaining. I hope he does a few more matches, because this was fun, and that they're all like this with a lot of striking and not so much grappling. Anyway, good stuff.